Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have some amazing news for you. TLC Phase 2 is dropping later on today, and I'm going to be covering the update on the channel, of course, so if you want to check out any of that stuff, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, all that good stuff. Anyway, so it's dropping today on PC, it's coming to console in about a month or so, and yeah, there's 6 redesigned creatures. Well, 5 of them are redesigned, one of them just is not redesigned, it just has new abilities, which is pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, it's gonna be a really amazing update, guys. So sit back, hit the like button, grab your Gallimimus kibble, and we're gonna get right into all of this good stuff. Also, really quickly, if you guys check out the community section of my channel, you will find a poll for which creature I should do a video on first. The Spino is winning currently, but that could easily change with you guys voting, so go ahead, check that out, and let me know. So, the Parasaur. This thing did not get a visual update, but it did get a couple new abilities, and I never even talked about this on the channel because it didn't really seem video worthy. But yeah, we're going to be talking about it now. So, the Parasaur, what can it do? Well, now it's going to be able to scare off creatures like your Ichthyes and your Pegos, you know, the most annoying creatures in the game. Well, also Microraptors are pretty annoying too, but either way, it's going to be able to scare off these creatures from robbing some of your items when you're like on the beach at the very start of the game, and yeah, it's just like this little roar that scares them off, which is, I mean, it's very confusing the way the Parasaur can scare them, but like a T-Rex can't. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So essentially, it's going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to put it into a turret mode where it can just like scare off these creatures if they come near any of your stuff, which is great. And then also, it is going to be able to like show you where threats are nearby. So if you're like walking through like a forest or something, it's gonna show you little like red icons. I have a video here for you guys. It's gonna show you like little red icons. You can see there's something there, and then a raptor appears, and then it's running at you, and then you do the roar, and then the raptor just fecks off. He doesn't want any of whatever you got. Like, it doesn't really make much sense that the Parasaur can actually do this. It's okay, I mean, I feel like they're just buffing it up to a point where it's like silly, but whatever. I mean, it's pretty cool. Also, the Parasaur is going to work as like a tripwire alarm, so like you can set it. Obviously, there's going to be some different modes for it, but you can set it so it will kind of alert you if there is a nearby enemy player at your base or like coming up to your stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's the Parasaur. No visual update or anything, but it does have some cool abilities along with it, and I mean, I'm excited to check it out. I mean, I haven't really been looking at these creatures for a long time. Like, they're kind of just something that I've always brushed over. I've never really bothered taming them, but maybe I might now, actually. And also, it did get a weight buff as well, which is going to make it a little bit better for carrying around some more of those items early game. So here's the Trike, and as you can tell, this thing is frickin' jacked. It is getting ready for the summer, clearly. It's been hitting the gym a lot lately. So yes, obviously the visual aspect of this new Trike looks amazing. I cannot wait to see everything, the animations and everything. It's going to be really cool. But what can this thing do? Well, first of all, it's getting a charge attack, which is something that it should have had for a long ass time. I mean, considering that the Rhino can do this, they probably could have added something similar in for the Trike a long time ago, but we're finally getting something for it, which is great. So this charge attack has to be, or this ram attack has to be kind of like charged up, so it's gonna like scuff up some dirt with its foot, I imagine, and then it's just going to charge up this attack, and the longer you charge it, the more damage it's going to do. When you release it and you charge out your target, you're going to knock back that target, and you're also going to stun the target for a couple seconds as well, which is great. So it just says target, by the way, it doesn't say player, so I imagine it's going to work on like smaller creatures, maybe even some larger creatures. I mean, this thing could be really, really useful if it could like stun like a Therizino or something like that. That would be very interesting to see. But yeah, also it can get a bit of a rivalry buff. So if it's around like larger creatures like T-Rexes, Allos, different things like that, it's gonna get this buff that is kind of similar to Mate Boost, and essentially it's gonna get buffed up. It's gonna have more attack damage, more resistance, and it just makes it kind of like a little bit stronger, so it can actually face off against some of these larger creatures. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that like Triceratops used to like fight and like sometimes kill T-Rexes. Like, they used to fight each other, and like I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of fossils found with like a T-Rex with a frickin' Trike's horn like slotted between its ribs or something like that, like actually killing it, which is just crazy. So it's nice to see that the Trike is going to be getting a big enough buff to actually face off against some of these creatures, and also it's going to be getting like this bit of like kind of like this aggro range thing. So if there's like a wild trike and you attack it, there's other trikes in the area, those trikes are gonna run in from further away than usual. So obviously, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how the aggro range thing works in Ark. Like if there's a creature here and you fight it and there's another creature of that same sort over there, it's gonna run at you. But with the trike, they can run from a far distance now, which is going to be crazy. So you got to be careful when you're actually fighting trikes from now on, because yeah, they're gonna be like honing in on you and trying to kill you because you're hurting their friend. So here is the Raptor, and from what I've seen so far, a lot of people are pretty positive about the Raptor changes. I think, like, honestly, I think it's probably one of the best TLC creatures so far. I think it looks fantastic. So what can this Raptor actually do? So essentially, the Raptor is getting a bit of a pack leader bonus thing. So the pack leader is going to be able to do a special roar, which is going to increase the resistance, the damage, and the movement speed of the pack. For 15 seconds with a 45-second cooldown, which is pretty cool. So that's essentially going to make it a little bit easier for Raptors to like hone in on their target and actually like chase them down and kill them, which is just crazy. I mean, like, if you're being chased by Raptors, then they start roaring, they're going to gain on you because they're going to get a lot faster at this point. And also the Raptor is getting a bit of a pounce ability, so it's going to be able to pin you to the ground, similar to what a Thyla can do, and there's another creature that can do it that I can't think of right now. But essentially, yeah, like, if you're walking through the forest and a Raptor like sees you, he's gonna like pounce on top of you and he's gonna start tearing you to shreds. It's gonna be crazy. So Raptors are gonna be a massive threat from now on. I mean, they were already kind of a bit of a threat because they usually come in little packs, but now that they can actually pin you, it's gonna be a lot harder to kill these guys. So make sure that you're actually carrying around like trank arrows, because I mean, like 1 or 2 trank arrows to a low level Raptor in the head is gonna knock them out. So you gotta really be careful around these guys from now on. But in general, they're going to be pretty useful for actually using around as like little hunting packs and stuff like that. I can't actually wait to try them out, and yeah, that is the Raptor, guys. What do you think? So here's the new Sarco, and I gotta say, this thing looks a lot better than the older one. I was never a big fan of the Sarco in ARC, but maybe after all these updates I might actually be. So what can the Sarco do? It's going to have a death roll attack. It's going to be able to grab smaller creatures and just completely death roll them, but with larger creatures it's going to be able to grab on, and it's not going to be able to like fully maneuver them into the water and everything, but it's just going to hold on and then spin aggressively and just kind of like rip their flesh from their bones, essentially. It's going to be crazy and gory. It's going to be great though. So as well, the Sarco is going to be able to do a complete 180-degree turn attack. So if there's something biting on your butt, you're going to be able to just completely turn around and face it and attack it in the face. It's going to be just like, that makes more sense, I mean, but for the Sarco, because it has a really large turning radius, and sometimes with creatures like this, it can be really annoying when something's directly on your butt and they just won't leave you alone. But now, obviously, the Sarco has a way of dealing with that type of stuff. It's also going to be getting a small lunge attack, so essentially when it's in the water or whatever, it's going to be able to just like lunge forward, grab a creature, and kind of just like, I guess, eat them. It doesn't really say much else than that. We'll have to wait and see exactly what it can grab and lunge and like death roll and everything, so we'll probably be doing some testing on all that stuff eventually here. Also, the Sarco is going to be able to just sit around with its mouth wide open, just in the water, with a big smile on its face for little birds to come down and pick the stuff between its teeth out. And obviously, if you're going to be taming these guys, you're going to now have to use fish meat and prime fish meat instead of meat and then prime meat. So yeah, that's the Sarco, guys. What do you think about it? I'm really excited, actually. I never thought that the Sarco in ARC would excite me, but I honestly want to check out this death roll thing. I think it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, that is the Sarco. So the Argent, I am extremely excited about this one. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. Its abilities are just amazing, and just in general, like, this was already a good creature in ARC, and now it's going to be even better. And a lot of people are saying it's OP. I feel like it's fine. I mean, this creature is extremely good, very, very useful. And since the flyer nerf, I've felt that I've stopped using flyers, and maybe with this new ARGY like buff up, I might actually start using them again a little bit more. So what can the ARGY do? The new ARGY is going to have a smithy saddle, which is just game-changing in general, because it means that you can fly around with like a smithy that you can repair your flak in battles, and you can just craft saddles whenever you need them. It's going to be completely ridiculously game-changing. I mean, like, you don't really need a base. You could just have an ARGY from now on. It's essentially like a little mobile base. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, so the ARGY is also going to be able to reduce weight on materials like obsidian and apparently a couple other materials. We don't know what those materials are yet, but we're going to be finding out here pretty soon. So I'm excited to figure out all that good stuff. So just in general, like, this ARGY so far, like, there's more, but so far this is really good changes. obviously visually as well. Goddamn, I really love the new ARGY. I cannot wait to actually see what my mutated ARGY looks like with this new model. But yeah, back to all the stuff that the ARGY can do. It's also gonna now be able to pick up creatures using its beak, in addition to its talons. Obviously, before you could pick up creatures using your talons, you can also now pick up smaller creatures using your beak, and players as well. So you can fly around on an ARGY with a player in your beak and a player in your talons. Absolutely mental. And that's gonna make like Quetzal taming a lot easier as well. And then also it's gonna be able to pick up heavier creatures with its talons now. So I'm really hoping, please wildcard, allow us to be able to pick up Ankies and Dodix with the ARGY. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but please just let us do it. I don't like having to use Quetzals. Oh my god. So yeah, that's like a really cool change with the ARGY. It's going to be able to pick up larger creatures, so maybe even Carnos. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, that kind of sounds a little bit ridiculous considering the size of a Carno, but whatever. And then also one last thing is that it's essentially going to be able to rapid regen health when it eats corpses. So kind of similar to the vulture and some other creatures, if you kill something, you're going to be able to eat it and heal extremely quickly. So this ARGY is now just become the ultimate battling creature. I mean, like, you can repair your armor, you can fight off creatures, you can pick up 2 players now, 2 enemy players, and you can rapid regen your health by just eating stuff. Like, it's just crazy. This new ARGY is going to be game changing, and I guarantee it's going to be one of the first creatures that everybody looks at. So yeah, that is the new ARGY. Man, oh, it looks so amazing. So the Spino. Not a lot of people were very happy with the changes that were done to this creature in terms of the model. I think everybody loves all the abilities, but the model is something that was just hugely just criticized and discussed in my comment section. So I don't know, guys, maybe they have changed it slightly since the last time we've actually seen all this stuff, considering all the feedback that Wildcard probably got for it. But personally, I'm not a big fan of the Spino in general. I mean, like, it's a cool creature, but I never really found them that useful. I think the model's fine myself, but that's just me. So what can this new Spino do? Well, it's going to be able to switch between 2-leg stance and 4-leg stance. In 4-leg stance, it's going to be able to move quicker, and then in 2-leg stance, it's going to be able to attack quicker, but it moves slower. So essentially, if you're running around after stuff, you want to go in 4-leg stance. If you were fighting, you want to go 2-leg stance, which is pretty cool. Also, it's going to be able to use its claws for attacking as well, which is going to be interesting. And then also with the Spino, if you run into the water, you're going to get a buff to your movement speed, your turning radius, your attack damage, and then also your health regen when you're actually like fighting and stuff in the water. So like killing like alphas and stuff with the Spino is going to be really useful. And then also these buffs are going to last when you come out of the water. So if you're fighting off to the coast or something, just run into the water, get your buff, and then run back out and fight whatever you were fighting before. It's going to be really useful. And then in addition to all of this stuff, it's also going to be used, or you're going to have to also use prime fish and fish meat to tame instead of the normal stuff. But of course you can also use kibble with these guys as well, which is the ARGY kibble. So that is everything I've got for you guys here today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. And of course, if you guys want to see any of these TLC videos, I'm going to be doing them immediately when this thing drops. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, all that good stuff. And yeah, let me know down below which one you are most excited for. And I will catch you in the next one.